What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. BDJ Gaming here. The next team in the MLB The Show franchise series, the Los Angeles Dodgers. Now, is this going to be a very fun team to use in franchise? Definitely could debate because they're already so good and there ain't really too many moves they got to make. But I'm not one of them fans who hate the Dodgers and say F the Dodgers. They spend all this money and they're getting all these players. Look, if you got management and ownership who's willing to spend money, I respect it because there's a lot of other teams in baseball that can spend money. They just choose not to, including my St. Louis Cardinals. So, I respect it to a degree. Is it unfair to other teams sometimes? Yes. But hey, I'm not too mad. So let's take a look at this Dodger team. Shohei Ohtani. I mean, this team's loaded. And we got a ton of starting pitching. You got Shohei Ohtani, two-way sensation. You got Blake Snell, who's been hurt, I believe. Don't mind my speed chair in the background. But we got Blake Snell, and they signed him to like a 5-year deal. And he was really, really good the last few seasons in San Diego and then with the Giants last year. So he's going to be a big part of what we do. Tyler Glass now, they also signed to a big-time deal. He was great. So they got just a spectacular starting rotation. Yamamoto, who had a great first season in Major League Baseball. And you got rookie Sasaki, who they signed, who's under, a cheap contract. And then you got Clayton Kershaw, who's now back. You got Tony Gonsolin, who we could use as a trade chip. You got Gavin Stone, who's a top prospect, or not really a prospect anymore, but he's still only 26. You got Landon Knack. You got Dustin May. Like, they just got so much starting pitching depth that you could really make a big move. And then prospect-wise, you got Jackson Ferris. You got Jared. Oh, never mind. He's a deep potential. So just spectacular starting rotation. I know I'm probably gloating a little bit too much about it, but my goodness. This is the only rotation you'll see where there's 390s, 280s, and then you look at the bullpen. Blake Trinan, the veteran, has been really good with the Dodgers the last few seasons. 36 years of age though, he's on a 2-year deal. Maybe we look to get off that contract, open up some money. Evan Phillips, who's been sensational for them ever since they got him a few years ago from the Orioles. Kirby Yates, the veteran, another guy who's probably going to drop an overall. He's only on a 1-year deal though. He was fantastic last year with Texas. Alex Garcia, Luis Garcia. So they got some older guys in this bullpen, but still guys who can get the job done. Anthony Banda, Michael Kopech, who we'll have to see if he turns out for them. But, when he's right, he's one of the best pitchers in baseball, like stuff-wise. Gallegos, a veteran. So the bullpen's not as bad as some of the other teams in this game. There's some teams that you have like 60 overalls all throughout the bullpen. Closer, you got Tanner Scott, who they also signed to a 4-year deal. Was sensational last year with the Marlins, and he got traded. I'm trying to think what team he got traded to. The Padres. Yeah, he got traded to the Padres, and another elite arm in this bullpen. You also got, Gratterall, who's in AAA right now, who we need to call him out of the bullpen. So pitching's not going to be a concern with this team at all. Catcher, you got Will Smith, who they gave a big contract to. He's been great for them the last few seasons. A guy with power can, hit with the best of them. And you got Dalton Rushing, who we could use as a trade chip potentially. Really the only big-time catching prospect they got, but, he's blocked by Will Smith. You got Freddie Freeman at first base. He is getting up there in age. He's got 3 years left on his deal. If he has a bad first season in this franchise, maybe I look to move Freddie Freeman, get off that contract. I have to see. Second base, you got Kim, who they signed, I think, in the offseason, who had a lot of, fans hyped. He struggled in spring training, but I still think he has potential to be a solid big leaguer. Chris Taylor, who could look to get off this contract. He's really struggled the last few seasons. Really, he's not been horrible, but he hasn't been as good as he was in 2021. And then you got third base, Max Muncy, who's on a 2-year deal. Could be another guy we look to move depending on how he performs. He's getting up there in age as well, but he can rake. Enrique Hernandez, David Bodie. And then shortstop, you got Mookie Betts. We're good there. Miguel Rojas is the backup shortstop. And then you have left field, Teoscar Hernandez, who they re-signed to a 3-year deal. Michael Conforto, who's on a 1-year deal. Eddie Rosario, who I think they just recently got rid of. And then center field, you got Tommy Edman. A 79 overall ain't doing him justice right now. Listen, I'm a huge Tommy Edman guy. My Cardinals got rid of him. I get why they did, but man, some of the trades the Cardinals make just make you shake your head because it's like every time we get rid of somebody, they always go to another team and are just 10 times more better than what they were. We've seen so many examples of it. Randy Rosarena, Adolis Garcia, Zach Gallen, Sandy Contra. Like, being a Cardinal fan's rough right now. I'm not gonna lie, but that's part of being a fan. Chicago Bulls and St. Louis Cardinal fan, there ain't a whole lot to look forward to right now, unfortunately. And then you got James Outman, backup outfielder. Then right field, you got Andy Pages, who they're very high on. Not the best defender though. I saw a play like he just like stood there and didn't even like try to go for the ball. I don't know what happened, but really the only positions I think we really need to upgrade maybe right field, maybe second base if Kim struggles, third base if they get up there in age. But this team is set, and you know there ain't much. It's cool not having a lot to do, but it's also just like damn, like this team is so good we don't even have to make any moves. So I'm gonna get this franchise underway, and we'll see how successful our first season is. So first trade we're gonna make, we got an offer for Luis Garcia. He's already 38 years of age. He's gonna start declining overall. We're gonna get Jacob Webb from the Texas Rangers. We're gonna make this might be a little bit of a head scratch when it comes to overall, but Blake Trinan's already just starting to decline overall. We're gonna get him, or we're gonna trade him to the Royals for Hunter Harvey, who's a free agent to be, having a good season so far. We get younger and we get off that contract. So we're gonna go ahead and move Miguel Rojas for Zach DiZenzo, who's 24 years of age. Probably won't make much of an impact, but Miguel Rojas is free agent to be, declining a lot overall, having a bad season. So here we are, our first trade deadline. I'm not going to show all the stats like I usually do just because I feel like we're going to be in the playoffs a lot. It's going to make the video even longer. But we're sitting at 77 and 32. We did end up moving Chris Taylor. I forgot to show this trade for Gregory Soto from Baltimore. Not having a fantastic year, but it was more about just getting off Chris Taylor's contract. But I mean, I'm looking at our team. I just looked through all the stats. We don't really have any needs right now. I mean, we're rolling. Like, I might just let this team ride it out and see what happens. I mean, there ain't really a lot of moves we really need to make right now. So I'll see you guys in the playoffs. Season's over. As you guys guessed, we end up winning the division 108 wins, 54 losses. We run away with the division 18 game lead. We had some division leaders. Blake Snell led the league in strikeouts. Tyler Glasnow led the league in winning percentage. And then we had Mookie Betts lead the league in batting average, Shohei Ohtani in runs, Mookie Betts in on base, plus slugging, and Mookie Betts in WAR. So what a year for a lot of our players. And then we look at the awards. Blake Snell wins another Cy Young. Mookie Betts wins the Hank Aaron Award. NL Rookie of the Year, Roki Sasaki. And then batting title goes to Mookie Betts. So, man, what an incredible year for them guys. So we did have an injury. Tyler Glasnow is out for the rest of the season. Well, he might be back if we make the World Series. Maybe. It's going to be close. He was having a hell of a season, though. 16 and 2, 3.04 ERA for Tyler. So we look at our lineup. Freddie Freeman, 26 home runs, 63 RBIs. Didn't have quite the Freddie Freeman type season. Starting to decline a little bit overall already. So definitely a contract we could look to move in the offseason depending on how he performs. Tommy Edman, I mean, he's been awesome for the Dodgers, and he continues that in this franchise. 19 home runs, 59 RBIs for Tommy. When you look at Mookie Betts, 30 home runs, 109 RBIs, hit 340 for his batting average, and slugged 570. What a year for Mookie. Shohei Ohtani, pitching-wise, 16 and 7, 3.12 ERA, and then at the plate, 31 home runs, 118 RBIs. Not quite as good of a year he's had last compared to last year, but still a great year for Shohei. And then Will Smith, another good year, 23 home runs, 93 RBIs, hit 304, slugged over 500. Teoscar Hernandez lit it up this year offensively, 33 home runs, 104 RBIs. Max Muncy hit for power like he usually does, 26 home runs. Michael Conforto gave us solid production in left field. He is a free agent to be. And then Kim didn't really do a whole lot. I mean, he didn't have a bad year. 8 home runs, 55 RBIs at 260. And then you look at the bench, Andy Pages didn't really have a good year, 7 for 40. Austin Barnes, the backup catcher, didn't provide a lot offensively. And Enrique Hernandez, not bad off the bench. And then James Outman did not do a whole lot. And then Esteury Ruiz didn't play. So looks like we need to fix our roster a little bit before we start the playoffs. We saw Shohei Ohtani's pitching stats. Blake Snell, who won a Cy Young, 18 and 8, 3.27 ERA. He was sensational. Clayton Kershaw, we ended up putting in the rotation for Glasnow. Gave us pretty good production, 2 and 1, 1 save, 45 innings, 3.60 ERA. Yamamoto was great, 17, 11, 3.49 ERA. And then Roki Sasaki in that fifth starter spot in his first major league season gave us a 2.93 ERA and 14 and 9 record. Take a look at the bullpen. Tony Gonsolin, ERA of 3, I'll take that. Evan Phillips was great, 2.80 or 60 ERA, excuse me. And then Alex Garcia, ERA under 3. Jacob Webb, who got in that trade, gave us awesome outings out of the bullpen, 2.64 ERA. Gregory Soto didn't have a great year. Hunter Harvey was great, 26 holes, 2.35 ERA. And then Gratterall was sensational. This guy's like a cheat code in franchise. If you guys saw our last franchise with the Rockies, we ended up getting this guy, and he was amazing. So continues that here, 1.58 ERA. And then Tanner Scott, 49 saves, only blew 3 saves, and a 1.48 ERA. So what a year for him. So this team's ready to win another World Series. We got everything we need. I'm going to fix the roster, and then we'll get on with these playoffs. Here we go. We're going to sim game 1 here. We lose that. Game 2, we win that. Game 3, a loss. So we were down 2-1 to the Braves. Imagine being a first-round exit. That'd be kind of crazy. Let's see if we can get back in this series down 2-1. We're in Atlanta. Yamamoto on the mound. Let's get to it. Spencer Schwellenbach on the mound. 2-run bomb by Shohei Ohtani gets us on the board early, but we know this Braves offense can get them right back in the game. So let's see if we can get a good outing from Yamamoto here. 2 innings so far of scoreless baseball. Solo shot by Sean Murphy gets them on the board. So it's 2-1. Top of the 4th. Yamamoto pitching a good game besides that solo shot. Schwellenbach's, well, there's a home run by Freddie Freeman against his former team. So maybe one more inning out of Yamamoto. Okay, we got to take him out. And errors really made this inning worse. We're going to go to Alex Garcia. Sack bunt, walk, and a ground out. So great job by him to get out of that. Error doesn't come back to bite him. We're going to go to Hunter Harvey here. 1 out double. Gets out of it. Joe Jimenez in the pitch for Atlanta. Gets out of the jam. So we're going to go to our setup man, Gratterall here. Gives up 2 singles and gets out of it. So we got 2 on, getting to a double play. So, okay, bottom of the 9th. Can Tanner Scott slam the door? He does. So we're going to a 5th game, do or die game in LA. Who will we have on the mound? So Dodger Stadium, Sasaki on the mound. We could go to Ohtani. Do we go to? Okay, we're going to go to Ohtani. We got to go to our aces, a do or die game. You know Sasaki was sensational. So Ohtani gets a little bit of a jam in the 1st inning. We're facing Spencer Strider, solo shot by Tommy Edman, gets us on the board. So 1-0 LA. Braves looking to make something happen. They scored 2 runs off Ohtani to take a 2-1 lead. Can our offense tie this game up? Runner gets thrown out. No more damage. 2 on, 1 out. We hit into a double play. That is tough. So 1 out single, a walk. Bases loaded, 2 outs, and we fly out. So Ohtani getting a little bit tired. We're going to take him out. We're going to go to Evan Phillips here. Gets out of the inning. 2-run go-ahead bomb by Max Muncy gets us the lead. Maybe one more inning out of Evan Phillips. Man, what a job by him. 7th inning. Definitely use some insurance runs here. We're going to go to Gratterall here. 2 on, 2 out. Strikes out. Wow. Brian Abreu, former Astro, in the pitch. So bottom of the 9th. Tanner Scott in the pitch. 1 out single. A walk and a 3-run go-ahead bomb by Matt Olson. Gets them the lead. We take them out. That might be the nail in the coffin here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's see if we can get back in this game. Max Muncy flies out. Conforto gets a solo shot. 1-run game. Kim grounds out, and Freeman grounds out. Man, that is a tough way to lose the season. Tanner Scott, who was dynamite all season long, gives up a go-ahead 3-run bomb. And the Braves losing the World Series. But, man, that is a tough way to lose our first season. So, all in all, a successful first season, regular season-wise, not so much in the postseason. We got to get to work, even though we don't have a ton of moves we got to make. Maybe get off some of these older veterans like Freeman and Muncy. We'll see. But I'll let you guys know what moves we make. So second season about to go underway. We made a lot of moves. We traded some veterans. We made some trades. We signed some big-name free agents. And we went out and traded some of our starting pitching depth, but I think we'll still be fine. We lost Kershaw. We lost Gavin Stone, who we traded. We still got Dustin May, Landon Knack. I think we'll still be fine. Bullpen, we pretty much kept the same because we have a lot of good bullpen depth. I don't really think that's going to be a concern. Catcher, we signed Victor Carantini to be our backup catcher. And, you know, I think he'll do a solid job. I mean, it was a 1-year deal, $6.9 million. We traded Freddie Freeman, opened up some salary. We got Ryan Mountcastle, who's coming off a really good year. Ain't much of a power hitter like he used to be, But 316 average, 497 slugging. I'll take that from our first baseman. Obviously, he's like 6, 7 years younger than Freddie Freeman. He is a free agent after the season, so depending on how we perform, I'll have to make a decision there. Lamonte Wade Jr. was out there in free agency, had a great year last year with the Giants. 299 average, 18 home runs, add some power off our bench. We got Kim still at second base. Third base, we ended up trading for Mark Vientos from the Mets. They ended up getting Alex Bregman, so I was like, okay, maybe they'll be interested in trading Vientos. They were. 36 home runs last year. More of a younger, power hitter. Max Muncy obviously was getting up there in age, a lot of money due, and this guy's only making 3.2 million. Obviously, the Dodgers don't have to worry about money, but still, very good. We also got Ramon Urias to be on our bench, come off a really good year off the bench last year in Baltimore, adds more average and power to our bench. And then shortstop, we got Mookie. We signed Rodolfo Castro to also be a guy off the bench. Because our bench really struggled last year. Like, we had, 190 averages throughout. So I was like, okay, we got to get a better bench. Even though this lineup is loaded, you got to have guys who could fill in case of injuries or days off. Left field, we got Teoscar Hernandez. We let Michael Conforto walk. Andy Pages, who didn't play well, will give another opportunity, maybe to be a fourth outfielder or so. Tommy Edman in center field. James Outman could also get an opportunity. And then right field, we went out and signed Kyle Tucker. I know I signed him in the last franchise with the Rockies, but he had a very high level of interest in signing here. I was like, you know what? We need to get a right fielder. It was a position we needed. He fits right into this team. I loved it. I loved the fit. So we're ready to go. Hopefully it's not a first-round exit this season. I'll see you guys at the trade deadline. So this is the big trade we're going to make the trade deadline. We're going to get Riley Green from the Detroit Tigers. He has 20 home runs, only 25 years of age. We're going to trade Jackson Ferris, our number one pitching prospect. We're going to give up Teoscar Hernandez, who's not having a bad year, but he's getting up there in age, gives the Tigers a big bat to add in their lineup. And we're going to give them Zahir Hope, 21 years old, from Virginia. So this is a big package for Riley Green, who I think is going to add a younger, better hitter right now than Teoscar Hernandez. So another trade we got off from the final day, Nick Mears, who's having a pretty solid season, 3.62 ERA, for Jacob Webb, who's just been horrible this year, and he's a free agent to be. We're not going to re-sign with the year he's having, so this makes sense. Over, we end up winning 112 games. What a season for us. We run away with the division once again. 28-game lead over the Padres, only won 84 games. We had some league leaders. Shohei Ohtani led the league in strikeouts, winning percentage, wins. Tyler Glasnow led the league in WAR. And offensively, Kyle Tucker led the league in home runs, Ohtani in doubles, Kyle Tucker in batting average, Ohtani in hits, Ohtani in runs, Ohtani in slugging percentage. So Ohtani and Kyle Tucker did exactly what they needed to do. What an investment Kyle Tucker was. And Cy Young Award winner, Shohei Ohtani. Hank Aaron Award, Shohei Ohtani. Kyle Tucker wins the National League MVP, and he also wins the batting title. So, man, those two were just unbelievable. Let's take a look at our lineups everybody did. Mookie Betts was hurt a lot of the season. Still gave us solid production, though. 17 home runs, 50 RBIs, 255 average. Lamonte Wade Jr. was a hell of a pickup. 22 home runs, 290 average, slugged 475. Man, he was just, I think we have him in Mountcastle platooning as well, so that definitely made a difference. Shohei Ohtani, pitching-wise, was sensational. 20-5, 2.43 ERA, and then offensively, 41 home runs, drove in 120, hit 303, slugged 602. So what a year for Shohei. Kyle Tucker, 43 home runs, a career high, 123 runs batted in. He had 314. Man, him and Ohtani were just unbelievable. Riley Green, who we got at the deadline, 26 home runs, 84 RBIs. Not a bad season at all for Riley. Will Smith had a down year, 18 home runs, 67 RBIs. So not the best year for Will Smith. And then we look at Mark Vientos, 40 home runs, drove in 112. I mean, this offense was just unreal. Slugged 510. And then Kim hit 20 home runs, not known for his power, but he showed some pop this year. 20 home runs, 74 RBIs. And then Tommy Edman, just not really a down year for Tommy. I mean, about where his numbers usually are. And we look at our bench, Esteury Ruiz, who they always call up for some reason during the playoffs, didn't do anything. Ryan Mountcastle in that platoon role gave us solid production. I don't know if we'll re-sign Ryan Mountcastle. We might go for somebody like a bigger bat. We'll have to see, though. But not bad production. Victor Carantini was okay in that backup catcher role. Andy Pages didn't provide a lot offensively. And then James Outman had 7 home runs off the bench. So all in all, our lineup raked like we expected it to. Now let's take a look at the pitching side. We saw Ohtani's numbers. Tyler Glasnow, another good season, 17-6, 2.45 ERA. Blake Snell was a good again, 15-6, 3.05 ERA. Roki Sasaki, numbers went up a little bit, but still a good season overall for him. 17-7 record, 3.53 earned run average. And then Yamamoto, ERA a little higher, but not a horrible season. Dustin May in his walk here didn't really give us good numbers. ERA close to 5. And then Landon Knack, not good numbers either, unfortunately. Alex Garcia, we re-signed a few of these relievers with extensions. Alex Garcia was great, 3.06 earned run average, 4-1 record. Hunter Harvey was great. Not as good as last year, but still not awful. Nick Mears, who we got in that trade, not really too bad out of the bullpen. Michael Kopech, who we called up from AAA this year, gave us good production, 3.62 ERA, or 6.7 ERA, excuse me. Evan Phillips, we also re-signed him to a 3-year deal. Was sensational, 2.07 ERA for him. And then Tanner Scott had 51 saves. ERA is higher than what we're used to seeing from Tanner Scott, but still, 51 saves ain't nothing to look down upon. So all in all, great season across the board. Let's see if we can win a World Series. Go playoff time. We're going to sim game 1. We win that. Sim game 2. We win that. So we have a possibility of sweeping. So we win 3 out of 4. We're facing the Cubs in the next series. We're going to sim game 1. So we're up 2-0 in the series. We lose that one. We win game 5. And we advance the World Series against the Tigers. So we're going to play all these games. I know it's been kind of a short video so far because we really haven't had to show a lot of stats or none for this Dodger team. So can we win a World Series in our second season? Let's find out. So we got Shohei Ohtani on the mounds here at Dodger Stadium. Actually, we're at Dodger Stadium. But we're facing Scooble though. There's a solo shot by Ryan Mountcastle, gets us on the board early. And anytime you score against him, and Shohei Ohtani with another home run, it's 2-0 now. Solo shot by Teoscar Hernandez, who is now on the Tigers. It's now 2-1. Let's see if we can get some extra insurance run. We do not. Leadoff double for the Tigers. They end up tying up they got a 1 run so far. So strikeout, ground out, single. So Ohtani's still cruising along here in the 7th inning. They go to Tyler Holton out of the bullpen. Maybe one more inning out of Ohtani. I mean, he is rolling right now. Alex Lange in the pitch. Maybe we get a complete game out of Ohtani. Okay, I'm not taking the risk. So we're going to go to Tanner Scott. Gives up a run. Gives up the tying run. And he keeps the game tied. But Tanner Scott in the playoffs has not been very good, unfortunately, for us. So we got the bottom of the order against Felix Bautista. 1-2-3 inning. We're going to go to Dustin May here. 2-out walk. Doesn't come around to bite him. Middle of the order does not score. Maybe one more inning out of Dustin May. 1-2-3. Bottom of the 11th. Brisky in the pitch. Solo game-winning home run by Ryan Mountcastle. Gets us a 1-0 series lead. So great home run. He's been incredible in this World Series game. It's only been 1 game, but he's been awesome so far. So game 2. Let's see if we can get a 2-0 series. If we get a 2-0 series, I might sim maybe a game or 2. So we got Tyler Glasnow. Shohei Ohtani is pitching is ready for today's start. You might want to. Okay. We got Mountcastle DHing. So Ohtani is not playing in this game, which is a huge loss. Leadoff triple from Mookie. We got to get him home right here. We do not. That is tough. Jack Flaherty, who pitched for the Dodgers last year, helped them win a World Series on the mound. 2 walks, getting to a double play. Those solo shot by Teoscar Hernandez, revenge series for him. We tie the game up thanks to Will Smith. So let's see if Glasnow can keep this game tied. Top of the 6th. He gives up a run. Probably left him in a little bit too long. We're going to go to Landon Knack here. So 2-1. Brant Herter on the mound. Solo shot by Riley Green ties the game. Leadoff single, we're going to go to Hunter Harvey here. He's in a little bit of a jam. Gets out of it. Will Vest in the pitch. Got 2 on, 1 out. and we scored 2 runs thanks to Ryan Mountcastle, who originally wasn't even supposed to play in this game. We're going to go to. I just now realized Gratterall is not on the roster, which is weird. I did not realize that. They must have sent him down because he was struggling or something, which is interesting. I know we re-signed him. That's tough. Maybe we didn't re-sign him. Maybe I'm tripping. Anyways, Evan Phillips in the pitch. A little bit of a jam. Picks off the runner. Jason Foley in the pitch. We're going to go to Tanner Scott, who has struggled in these playoffs the last 2 years. But he slams the door here, so we take a 2-0 series lead. We're going to sim games 2 or 3 and 4, and we sweep the Tigers to win a World Series. So we win a World Series in our second season here with the Dodgers. Let's see who Clayton Kershaw now retires along with Max Scherzer. Man, what a way to end the second season. World Series. Now, third season, can we go back to back? We're about to find out. Great World Series win. We sweep the Tigers out of the World Series. Great team performance. But we got to go back to back. We got to go back to back to end this. I'm going to try to make some moves to make that happen. I'll see you guys start our third season. So about to get the final season underway. We made some moves in the off season. Rotation's still the same. Why make any moves when you got 590s? We signed Brian Abreu to a 2-year deal. He's coming off a great season in Atlanta. We saw him in the postseason, I think, a few seasons ago. I think our first season. And he was dynamite against us. So we add him to this bullpen. Everything else pretty much the same bullpen. While we do still have Gratterall, they just sent him down last year. He did have a down year. Maybe that's why they sent him down, but he wasn't like horrible. Catcher, we signed Luis Torrens to be our backup catcher. 271 average last year with the Mets, so better offense than Caratini. He's younger than Caratini. Good defensive catcher. First base, we signed Pete Alonso to a 2-year deal. We had some extra cap space, and adding him to this lineup makes us even more deadly as an offense. So I was like, why not? We still got Lamonte Wade Jr., who might not have as big of a role, but still, adding Pete Alonso is a big deal. And then third base, I don't know why they keep waiving Ramon Urias for some reason, but it is what it is there. And everything else, I mean, we didn't really need to add. So I'm ready to win back-to-back World Series. Let's get this show on the road. Final regular season in the books. We ended up winning 110 games, another dominant season in LA. We had some league leaders. Blake Snell led the league in strikeouts, Ohtani a winning percentage, and Glasnow in wins. And offensively, Ohtani with doubles, RBIs, hits, runs, slugging percentage, on base plus slugging. What a year for Shohei Ohtani, it looks like. My goodness. And then we had Glasnow win the Cy Young Award, Ohtani win Hank Aaron and MVP. So Ohtani once again being Ohtani. So let's say everybody did starting off the pitching before we try to win back-to-back World Series to wrap up this video. So Ohtani, 14-2, 3.14 ERA pitching-wise, and offensively 37 home runs, 131 RBIs. He slugged 598, 313 average. Incredible season. We ended up losing Sasaki, actually, which is a huge blow to our rotation. He's out the rest of the season. He was pitching fantastic, 16-6, 2.57 ERA. So we will not have him for this postseason run. We called up River Ryan. He has not been very good for us, unfortunately. We also have Landon Knack, who has an ERA of 7, so it's going to be tough with those two. Glasnow, though, 19-4, 2.53 ERA. Blake Snell, 15-9, 2.99 ERA. Yamamoto, about where he's been the last 3 seasons, 15-6, 3.51 earned run average. And then Landon Knack was just awful. 9 innings pitched and gave up 7 runs. Ooh, man. Alex Vercillo, another good season, 2-2 record, 3.29 earned run average. Gratterall's just been getting worse each season, unfortunately. That extension is not looking very good. Hunter Harvey, about where he was last year, ERA around 3.5. Jose Hernandez, we ended up calling up, has pitched very good for us this year, 2.84 ERA in 38 innings. Brian Abreu did exactly what we paid him to do, 3.30 ERA. Evan Phillips, another good year, 3.67 ERA. Not as good as he was the last 2 seasons. ERA is definitely a little higher. And then Tanner Scott, 46 saves. ERA's jumped up a little bit. But all in all, good season from our pitching side. And we look at the lineup. Mookie Betts, 26 home runs, 76 RBI. Down a year for Mookie across the board, unfortunately. Last 2 seasons, he's had trouble staying healthy and putting up good numbers. Tommy Edman, just an awful season. 8 home runs, 39 RBIs, only hit 222. Shohei Ohtani, we've seen his numbers. Kyle Tucker, another great season. 35 home runs, drove in 118, hit 302. Riley Green with 36 home runs, drove in 99. 287, average slugged 558. Pete Alonso did exactly what we paid him to do. 36 home runs, 90 RBIs. Will Smith, not a bad year. 22 home runs, 71 RBIs. Typical to last year. Mark Vientos had a down year. Man, he had a horrible year after back-to-back 35-plus home run seasons. He only hits 19 home runs, driving in 68. Numbers really down for Vientos. That sucks to see because I thought he was going to probably be our best hitter. And then James Outman didn't have a bad year in center field. Then we look at our bench. Luis Torrens gave us okay production. Ramon Urias was not good. Andy Pajes, who I'm surprised is not playing more, hit 327. And then Lamonte Wade Jr. just didn't have a good year at all. So some down years in the offensive category, unfortunately. And I'm going to try to fix this team before we get started with the playoffs, and we're going to try to win back-to-back World Series. The Arizona Diamondbacks in the first round, we're going to sim Game 1. We win that. Game 2, we're going to send Games 3 and 4, and we advance to take on the Phillies in the next round. We're going to send the first 2 games. We lose both those, so we're going to have to try to make a comeback here against this Phillies team. So let's see if we can do it. So Game 3, Citizen Bank Ballpark. Tyler Glasnow on the mound against Freddie Peralta. Leadoff home run by Mookie gets us on the board. This is a really good Phillies team, though, so it's going to be tough. Relying on Tyler Glasnow is not a bad thing. Runner gets thrown out at the plate. We score a run. Base is loaded. We do not score. So 2 runs scored thanks to Mark Vientos. Another run scores. Matt Waldron in the pitch. We get Freddie Peralta out there early. Matt Waldron trying to give them some innings here. Phillies looking to score, and they scored 3 runs in the inning against Glasnow. So that might be all they wrote for him. We're going to go to the bullpen. We're going to go to Michael Kopech here. Gives up 2 singles, but a caught stealing ends the inning. Solo shot by Riley Green. It's now 6-3. We're going to go to the pen again. We're going to go to Gratterall here. 1-2-3 7th. Jorge Lopez gives up a 2-out triple, but doesn't come around to score. We're going to go to Evan Phillips. 1-2-3 8th. Griff McGarry in the pitch. So we're going to go to our closer now, Tanner Scott. Hopefully he can have a good inning. A little bit of a jam, and gets out of it. So we win Game 3 to stay alive. We're going to sim Game 4. We win that. We're going to sim Game 5. We win that. Game 6. So we're going to a do-or-die Game 7 in L.A. against the Phillies. Who do we put on the mound? World Series appearance. We're going to go to Shohei Ohtani here at home against the Phillies. 1-2-3 first. Christopher Sanchez, who's been really good in these playoffs. Base is loaded. A grand slam for Trey Turner. 2-run bomb by Jock Peterson. We got to take out Ohtani. The Phillies said, you know what? Y'all ain't winning another World Series. 6-0. Kopech's not looked very good either. Let's go to Hernandez here. Can we make a historic comeback here? Down 6-0. It ain't looking too good. Solo shot by Pete Alonso gives us some hope. Hernandez has pitched a whale of a game so far. 2 on, 2 out, and we fly out. And he's really saved the rest of our bullpen, even though it doesn't really matter if we get eliminated. But, man, an error. We get out of the inning. Sanchez still in the game. He is rolling. We're going to go to Evan Phillips. 1-2-3 inning, bottom of the 8th. 2 on, 2 out. Vientos strikes out. Man, that is tough. We're going to go to Gratterall again here. 1-out triple. Doesn't come around the score. And that is all they wrote on our postseason dreams. The Phillies smoke us 6-1. Let's see if they win the World Series. Tigers defeat the Phillies. So Dodger fans, we won a World Series. We had some success. We made the playoffs all 3 times. I think we won 100 games all 3 seasons. All in all, I think a successful franchise. We did win a World Series. That's a success in my book. Make sure to like and subscribe for more gaming content. Make sure, if you're a wrestling fan, check out our wrestling channel as well. LTQ Wrestling Crew in the description. Peace.